Welcome back to Chasing That Bag podcast, Moneybag Motivation. This is episode 13. And, this episode is just me. My co-hosts, they're busy right now. So I'm like, this is just like a spontaneous episode, I was just thinking about some stuff and I felt like everything I thought about, it just really motivated me and I had to act on it and put it into my podcast. Cause I'm like, I didn't want to keep it in my mind and then not put it out or say it or put it out in some type of way so people could hear me. But let's get straight into this episode. I know we've been going for a minute. We've been doing a lot, had a lot of events. We just been putting in work. That's it. And we've been busy, so that's why we ain't been doing the podcast consistently like we were before. But I'm gonna just give y'all like a brief breakdown of what's been going on since the last time we talked to y'all. I'm not gonna like fully go in like complete detail because I'm gonna do that with my co-hosts Tyree and Dev. But let's get into it. Where should I start with this? So okay, yeah, we've been going for a minute. It probably been like 2 months, probably longer than that. But I had an event and doing pop-up shops, and it went great. Like always, everything went great. I networked, expanded, got my name out there more, got my brand name out there more, and met a lot of new people, made a lot of a lot of new business friends, and what else? Let's see. Then I had the opportunity to be in my first fashion show for my brand, and that's like a big deal to me because of looking back from before I started. Officially, it's been 3 years, but 4 years I've been doing this. Looking back where I started, and just thinking about everything that led up to me starting my brand, like I just be like, wow. I'm like the world is crazy because I'm like everything worked out. Even back then when I didn't really think it would. I just trusted in it, but it was that part of me that still had doubt before I got to where I am now mentally with being confident in everything I do and not doubting myself. But yeah, I was in my first fashion show. It was a great experience. Everything went great. I had a great time. It was a great experience. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that I was able to be a part, especially I'm still in the beginning stages and I had the opportunity to do something like that. So I'm very thankful because I'm not taking it for granted because, it could have been anybody else. But I thank God that he gave me the opportunity to even be in that position, to even be a part of a fashion show. None of this would be possible without God. That's why I put God first in everything because God is the head of my life and he deserves the most credit first and foremost because without him, I'm nothing. So I was, the fashion show was great. I ain't gonna go into too much detail about, everything else, but I'm just happy about that. That made me think about the beginning of where I was at mentally and, everything that was happening and all that. And now I'm just like, I thank God because everything happened. And it was like points that I wouldn't think I make it this far or make it far at all. So I'm thankful to even that I did everything that I said I wanted to. And it's still more work to be done. And we still moving up, elevating, and it's not just me. I'm talking about Tyree too, Pathway Prodigies, Dev, Honcho Clothing. Go subscribe to Dev YouTube channel. It's in his bio. All of us, we all elevate. It ain't just me. I wanna highlight all of us as a collective, not just one person, because we all bosses and we all leaders and we all, we a team. So whenever you see me, you go see them too with me because we a team. And I greatly appreciate them for, supporting me and being solid and being a part of this journey with me because it's been a crazy road, but I'm thankful to have them as my brothers and in my corner to support me and my brand. But yeah, it just made me think because well, it's like short. It's like a story. It's like a short story time, you could say. But it made me think back to my junior year when What happened my junior year? My junior year, yeah, that was a high school. Before I get into that, high school as a whole took a mental toll on me because a lot of stuff, my anxiety, my depression, the college thing, like the way teachers put out that you need to go to college or you won't be successful, like the way that they was putting that in our minds and telling us that like you ain't gonna be nothing in life if you don't go to college. So you imagine like you wanna you wanna do something, but somebody telling you gotta go to college, but you don't want to, but they like, well, you ain't gonna be nothing in life. So you like, wow. So what else can I do? You go to college, but I'm like, I knew it was something more that I could have did, and I knew what I wanted to do because my first initial thing that I was aiming for was trying to trying to make it to the NBA, and I had the skill and everything, but I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the mental part of the game that I needed. I had I can do anything that I seen the next person do, but it was just the mental part. I was in my head a lot during whenever I played, tried out anything because I overthink and my anxiety get the best of me, and I end up passing the ball or like trying not to show what I can do because I'm afraid of messing up. I mean, I was afraid of messing up, so that was my thing back then with that. But I mean, I'm way better at that now. But I'm like, I don't. I mean, I know the making it to the NBA that can't happen now. But I'm like, I can still play basketball in some type of capacity and on TV somehow, and it's gonna happen in the future. But yeah, that the college part. Then my junior year, yeah, my uncle passed away, and that was a big that took a big toll on me. I Yeah, that took a big toll on me because what happened? I think this was after I failed the whatever. What was that test? It was some test we had to take in order to graduate. The ECA or something. It was some type of state standardized test we had to take in order to graduate. And I had failed that months prior to this happening. But yeah, and it was like beginning of the second semester, January. I remember it vividly because it was like 12 days after my birthday, and my uncle passed away. And then like at a point, I gave up on life. Like really, I gave up on life. Like I told myself, I'm like, I give up. It ain't nothing else for me to do because I was so. That was my first time dealing with something like that, losing somebody very important to me that played a big part of my life. So that was a tough time for me. But even through that, I still found some way to get through it, and that's the crazy part because I don't know how I got through it because mentally I wasn't there for a minute. I was just going to school because I had to, and even though I didn't want to, and it'd be times I always made sure to try to sit in the back of the class and be like out of view, especially like I remember my second out class, it was my business class. I always sat in the back because I didn't want to be around everybody and all that, and just mentally I didn't want to be around nobody. Then it'd be times like I'd be thinking about it in class, and I'm like, here I'm tearing up, and I gotta hide it because I don't want nobody to see me crying in class. So gotta suck that back up and save it for when you get home. But that took a big toll on me. Then that led to me trying to drop out, and I'm glad my was it the vice? Yeah, the vice Miss Hogan didn't allow me to because I was literally trying to do that because I'm like one that test and then after my uncle passed I'm like bro I'm not gonna pass this test. I'm like it was too hard. It was math and I'm like I'm not I'm not that good at math. Well I feel like I'm better now but I'm like back then I was not good at math at all. I'm like I hated it. I still hate it to this day. But that was what was in my way in my path to like stopping me from finishing. And I didn't want to let that stop me. So I'm like, I had to push through it and prove to myself that I can do it. Um, so I did, and I made it. I don't know how, but I made it. I finally passed the test. Then, I went on to my senior year, but my junior year is when chasing that bag started. Like just the saying started. I started saying it because I was working, and all of that was inspired by just me always like trying to make money in some way, even throughout middle school, whatever. I was always making money by selling something. I was always selling candy or something. So I was always into making money and just, chasing that bag. So I was doing it. And then once I started saying that after I got a job, like I kept saying it every time I went to work. I'm chasing that bag. I posted all, and then my friends started saying it, and a lot more people started saying it. So I'm like, the thought came to me, it was like start a brand. So I put it into my notes. I didn't know how to start. I just knew that I wanted to start my own brand, and the name was gonna be Chasing That Bag. So that's what I did. But my fault, my nose running. But but yeah, all of that, it was like a domino effect just leading up to me starting the brand. And I already put the idea out there into the universe. I wrote it down, so it happened. And so my senior year when I got to Calumet, and I met my business teacher, Mr. Nelson. He had his own brand called I forgot what's the name of his brand. I'm forgetting. Forgive me, Coach Nelson. But what was it? Use the Game. That's the name of his brand. His brand name is Use the Game. And seeing that, like, I just one day I went up to him, like I told him, like, we got a collab one time. I'm trying to start my own brand. It's called Chasing That Bag. He was like, oh, for real? Like whenever I brought that idea up to other people, they didn't take me serious. But when I took it up to him, um, he took me serious, and he was like, have you got started yet? He was like, I'm like, I don't even know where to start. And then that's where he started, helped me with the process of getting started, helped me with my first logo, my first shirts, like everything. He showed me the way, and he was helping me get started, and he still helped me to this day. But he believed in me, and then another what a main big part of why I took it serious and believed in it, even though it was my idea, and I didn't fully believe in it. Once I told my mama about it, and she supported me instantly, I'm like, that's all the confidence I needed. Anytime I tell my mama something, that she supported me instantly or anything, and I know I got her support, I don't care what nobody else say. As long as I got my mama's support, I don't care about what anybody else doing. But so yeah, I started. So started out my first few shirts. I encountered the people like hating. I encountered haters, like people trying to downplay my dream or like my brand, saying like, "Oh, chasing that bag, what bags you like?" Like just lame stuff. And what else? Um, yeah, and then those same people that was talking smack about my brand and stuff was buying shirts. They bought shirts that same day. So that's why I didn't take it to heart, but I'm like, it still was in my mind. I'm like, I ain't finna like dwell on it, but I'm like, you don't forget about stuff like that. I could vividly remember everything. So yeah, just seeing that was, I mean, hearing that was, it's a part of the process. I was mad at first, but I'm like, nah, it's just part of the process. Then what happened after that? After that, it came closer and closer to the graduating time, and then I remember it was a teacher. I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want give him no type of clout or nothing. It was biology, one of the biology teachers, a real short one. He was like, he'd try and do this thing like put you on the spot, like embarrass you in front of the class. Like, so what class, what college are you going to? So I'm like, I was lying, saying I'm like, I'm going to Purdue for business, and just saying that so he can get off my back, and so I wouldn't be embarrassed in front of nobody. Because I'm like, at that time I wasn't confident to say I'm not going to college, because almost all of my friends or classmates were going to college, and teachers up here like broadcast, oh, go to college. If you don't go, you ain't gonna be nothing. So I just had to, put on that poker face and bluff until I was confident enough to say it. But I'm like, I was already doing my own thing, and I'm like, I knew I didn't want to go to college. I'm like, even when I went up to try and register and everything, my counselor didn't email my transcript to them, so I took it as a sign from God and the universe, just saying, well, God is the universe, God, and said, I'm not going, because I'm like, I didn't want to go. Only reason I was going because the teachers. Then I remember my dad, he wanted me to go, and it was just a lot of stuff. But I'm like, once I was working. I had probably, I think, like 2 jobs at the time. But once I started figuring out stuff along the way. Coach Nelson helped me out still, um, and I was got to the point to where I could start making everything myself, my logos, all of it. So I'm like, I had all the keys I needed. It was up to me to use them, and I did, and everything got better with my brand. And like I started, like I'm still to this day, I'm still getting better. I'm not where I want to be at with my brand yet, but I'm gonna get there, and there's still more work to be done. I'm grateful for all the work that I put in so far, but there's still more work that needs to be done in order for me to get to where I want to be at. But just thinking back to that, like my message to the people with that story was to just say, don't let nobody try to decide what they think is good for you. Only you know what's good for you. If you got a hobby or a craft or something that you good at and that you know you can make a career out of, and a profitable career, business, whatever, anything that makes you happy that you do. Don't let nobody tell you, well, I think you should do this. This would be no, because can't nobody tell you what's better for you if they not you. So they can't say, oh, this would be the best thing for you. They don't know that because they not you. That they think that's the best. They think that's the best thing, but it's not, because only you can know. It's your life. Can't nobody tell you what's good for your life or what's good for you to do for your life. They can give you advice, but they can't tell you, oh, you need to do this in order to be successful. No, can't nobody tell you that. You decide that for yourself. You decide what you want to do. You decide your career. You decide how you want your life to be. You can literally create your life how you want it to be just by thinking positively or speaking stuff into existence and putting action behind it and belief and faith. But that was just my message to people. Even through everything I went through, I'm still here. I'm still doing what I want to do. I'm still being successful. I'm still pursuing my vision. I'm still bringing my vision to reality, and I'm overcoming anything that come my way. I'm not reacting like how I did when I was young. I look at challenge. I look at problems or whatever anything is. I look at problems as challenges to see, like, just challenging my growth so far. So I'm like, any challenge or roadblock that come my way, I see it. Any roadblock or problem that come my way, I see it as a challenge because I know I can get through it. It wouldn't if it might be a similar thing you might went through before. If it happened before, you can get through it easily now because the first time you didn't know, but now you know, and it's easy. So any problem that come my way, I see it as a challenge, and I knock them out the park. Get them out the way. I ain't finna let them take up my time, take time away from me. Putting time into my brand, and just get it out the way. So you won't have to worry about it. Because if you try to put it off, it's gonna come back and bite you in the future. Like, that's with anything. I'm telling you, don't ever try to put something off that you had to get done now. So that's why I'm getting, like me. I had a huge problem with procrastination, but now I'm getting better at it. I still do it a little, but I'm way better at it than I was when I was younger. So I'm not, like, trying to let that stop me or anything, because I'm like, procrastination can stop you from doing a lot. It can stop you from doing a lot and getting a lot of opportunities. So, long story short, you know what's best for you. Don't do nothing that makes you miserable. Do something that makes you happy, and if it's profitable, continue to do it. And you love doing it. If you love doing it, do it. Don't do something else that somebody wants you to do because they think it'll be good for you. Do what you know is good for you and what makes you happy. Don't do nothing that makes you depressed or sad or not happy, because that's how I felt with working for people and college. Like, I hated working for people because how they, it wasn't right to me, how they treated you, how they looked at you. Um, I couldn't deal with somebody telling me what to do, so I'm like, I'd rather be my own boss. That's always been my thing. I want to be my own boss. I don't want to work for nobody. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. I want to have full control, and now I do. But I had to work for people and accumulate all the equipment I needed in order to get to where I'm at now. I'm not saying ain't nothing wrong with working, but for me personally, I can't do it. I can't work for nobody. I'd rather work for myself and put that time and energy. into my business brand, whatever my vision, instead of helping somebody else's vision become a Fortune 500 company and you barely get any raise or any credit. So, I'd rather do my own thing, be my own boss. I'm not just an entrepreneur. I'm more than an entrepreneur. I'm a fashion designer. I'm a podcaster. I'm an influencer. I feel I'm a motivational speaker. What else? I'm a mental health advocate. I'm more than just an entrepreneur. I can do a lot, and I got a YouTube channel, YouTube gaming channel coming very soon. Where it's already out. You can go follow it. It's Chasing That Bag Gaming. Look it up on YouTube. That's coming very soon. And also, I almost forgot about this. Lastly, I'm working on a book on to tell people how to start their own clothing brand. So be looking out for that. It's gonna come out as a digital product till I get to the point to where I can print out physical copies of it. But it's gonna be a digital version that will be released very soon. I'm still working on it, and I can't wait for whoever want to start a brand to read it, because it's most definitely gonna help you. That's what got me to this point. So I'm just giving back the game that I've been given, and I'm just passing on the game, because when I started, it was I had a lot of I had a hard time learning a lot of stuff because I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to ask. I didn't know where to look. And so I'm like, there's some people knew and they was like not trying to give me the information like it would have stopped them. I'm like, it's enough room for any and everybody to be successful and make money in this world. So um don't stop somebody else shine because you think they might stop yours. It's enough room for everybody. So don't try to hold somebody else back. And it's okay to pass information that you learned that helped you. Well, not with everything, but let me see what else that I have on my. I think that's it. But we got a lot of interviews lined up for y'all. This episode should be coming out Monday, maybe earlier than that, because I was real motivated to do this episode, so it'll be coming out most likely Monday. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Chasing That Bag LLC, and follow me at Moneybag Tim with 2 underscores. Follow Pathway Prodigies on Instagram. Is Pathway Prodigies spelled out all together. You can follow Chasing That Bag on Facebook. It's Chasing That Bag. Instagram, Chasing That Bag. YouTube, Chasing That Bag. Twitter, Chasing That Bag 1. What else? TikTok, all at Chasing That Bag 18. And follow Pathway Prodigies on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. But on Twitter is with an I at the end, not the ES. What else? And then follow Devil Honcho on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and follow Honcho Clothing, and that's it. We'll be back. We got a lot of interviews lined up for y'all. I hope y'all love them. And we out.